right, my name is Matt McPeake. If you haven't met me, I've been doing Globetrotter since 2015. Coached at this camp a bunch of times. So a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces. So thank you for coming to this class. I know it's at the end of the day, just before dinner, right? But hopefully you'll enjoy this. You can pick up some concepts. I got about hopefully 6 things I can get through. Hopefully one of them works for you. If it doesn't, I don't know. Go for points, I guess. Okay? I call it fuck points, go for the submission. Because I find a lot of us get into this mindset of like IBJJF, I gotta rack up points, and we lose submissions while we're trying to move. Okay? I'm the only rep here that can count points. Right? So when I roll, I don't worry about points. I'm looking for how I can submit my opponent. So I want to get to a good position where I can pin, and hopefully through experience, I can find 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different submissions that I can layer through without having to change my position. So that's kind of what I want to work from today. So where's Aaron?
He's hiding.
Don't hide. So we're going to start from, turn this way here. So I don't like, when I pass guard, I don't like this side control. Okay, number one, because you got fuckers like this that like the buggy choke, and that just pisses me off, right? Plus, I find it's very ineffective. I'm locking up, my hands are clamped. So in order for me to do anything, like you watched Eric's class on the first day, he was showing ways that he's pinning. I need to release my arms in order to move, okay? So I will use this as a quick transition when I pass guard to get, and I like to come to a modified Kesa Gatame, okay? Why I like this position versus standard Kesa Gatame, once again here, I have his head. If he gets free of this arm, he's taking my back, I can get in trouble, okay? Now there are guys that can show you ways to beat a lot of people from that position. I don't like it, I find it a little bit risky. So I like to get here because it gives me access to one arm, other arm, and his head, right? So it gives me a lot of options to go after for submission, so I don't have to move from this position, okay, if I don't want to. Now, the key to this position is I'm locking my elbow in tight, so I'm controlling that entire side of his body, and I'm gonna grab and cup his shoulder. If you have a gi, don't grab the gi, okay, that's gonna loose. I wanna have that connection with his shoulder. I'm gonna drive my hips right in to the soft part of his belly, driving into his low ribs, and into his solar plex, so I can drive and make him bear weight and have an impact on his breathing, okay? This hand, I'm gonna bite on his wrist. This is the control, okay? If I just hold on to Aaron's elbow with the gi or cup here and I don't have that wrist, he limp arms out, and now I have to deal with this, okay? And we can kind of talk about that if we get there, but I don't wanna deal with this because now it makes it hard to submit this arm. Right? I want to have the choice of where I'm going to go. So I grab and I bite that. So as he's trying to pull it, he doesn't get it, and I just lightly reinforce it, grabbing around his elbow so I have control of that so I can cup it. Okay, so I have a nice bite in here. My legs, my feet are active. I can lift my hips off the ground a little bit to bear weight, and I'm kind of driving, almost like I'm trying to go chest to chest across, looking over his shoulder, and I hunker down. Okay, this is the position. So as he's trying to move, right? I'm here, okay? I'm not back here where weight's off and I get pushed out. If this is happening to you, you're in the wrong position. You're taking the weight off. I need to have kind of this chest to chest position. So even if I don't have the arms, he's trying to get me, I'm blocking his hip on both sides and I can control, okay? So this is the first thing I want you to play with. Get in here, pinch, just lightly hold on to it. Get in that position, you can kind of lean into it. Once again, on my toe, I'm not lazy legs. My toes are always going to be active, kind of pushing into him, so I'm kind of crushing and compacting. He's going to move around, right? And I'm just going to sit here and control, and I can walk with my legs, keep him pinned. Okay, and you see what's happening, head's coming up, arms coming up. This is what I want, right? This is the reaction I want out of him. Can't get off his back, he's going to start lifting things and putting things in front of me that I'm going to go after and catch. Okay? Right, I don't clap. Why? We'll talk later, Ken Trent. All right? So let's go try that. I'll blow the whistle when it's time to come back in. If you got any questions, let me know. So, some of you that are experienced in jiu-jitsu probably see where some submissions can come from here. Okay? So the first, I'm gonna show 3 attacks on the arm, and I'm gonna throw 3 attacks on his neck. Okay? 3 arm submissions, 3 chokes. Okay? That I can do from here. So if you've got 6 options from this position, that's pretty fucking good, right? Rather than just having 1 or 2. And it's all gonna come based on how I can get him to react. So I'm here. I have this arm, okay? What's this right here? I got a shotgun armbar right here, okay? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step over. I'm gonna use my hips, because if he's fighting, he's bigger and stronger, I wanna use my hips. So I'm gonna start rolling over. His elbow is in the trap. If I have to get his head, I'll reach in, and I bring my foot right into his neck, pointing at a 45-degree angle, and I pinch my knee and my heel together as much as I can. So I'm on top of him, I'm not off. I'm off, I take weight, I have an imbalance, okay? I wanna be on top of him, leaning in once again. All I have to do here, bring that heel in as much as I can, and I'm just gonna drive my elbow back, and I have the break. That elbow is right on my hip, okay? He's gonna have no ability to turn. I think Rich was talking about being able to turn that wrist and get away. I have it. I have it pinched, I have that control. Step over, lock this in. If you have to, pull the head in, boom, boom, boom. As close as you can connect your knee and your heel together. So I'm staying on top of him, okay? Then I'm just gonna push my hips in a little bit, bring my elbow back. And I always like the clamp on here because it locks, right? If I flare like that and he gets his arm out, then I've wasted. If I'm here, tries to get his arm out, it's not coming, right? Pop. Okay, but I don't let go, right? I still have that bite. If you fall back on your ass, it's okay, right? I mean, if it happens, right? But I want to stay on top. I want to keep that weight. I want to keep him flat on his back, right? Then he can't do that prick shit, okay? As soon as he can get up on his side and he can start getting his hips and legs into it, it makes it a lot harder for me. So I'm here, I bite down on it, roll my hip. Okay, see, I'm rolling my hip, bring my legs in. I'm looking that way, lock it down, boom, nice and tight, slight pop. Okay, be careful when you do this, it's extremely tight because there's no give in that arm. Okay, make sense?
Can you show the face grab one more time?
Yeah. So if I'm coming up and I can't get it, I'm just gonna come from here. So I'm always keeping that arm locked and I'll pull his head in, right, and get here. And then I can just kind of lay and relax, okay? Just kind of hang out, look at his coach and go, how many points is that?
You're my
Fuck it,
coach.
right?
You're my coach.
I know.
How hard of a slap is you? Will you show me?
Okay. So 1, 2. 1, 2. Fuck points. Okay, let's go. So, I'll typically go after this arm if he's hugging and being tight on this one. He's trying to stop my position, he's not giving me this one. Okay, if he's being a little bit loose with this one, okay, when I step over, yeah, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna drop my head and I'm gonna pinch. Okay, if you've taken Michael Courier's classes, he calls this the violin armbar, right? Someone called it the razor, someone called it the elbow lock, but I like that violin turn because it's like I'm playing the violin. Once again, I'm in the same position, I'm on top of him. I can still break this arm, right? But I'm gonna slide in, so I come from his shoulder, cutting all the way down. My elbow stays on the ground because I wanna put pressure and cut all the way along the tricep till I come to his elbow, clap my hands, and give a little rotation, and I get the tap. Okay?
Yeah.
Full force.
Full aggression.
Okay, so he's here. So as I'm stepping over, I can catch it. I pinch it. This one's still here, right? I can break both if I want to, okay? But I have access to this one. I drive it up, I'm cutting the meat off the bone to here. And look, once again, I bring this up, but I'm not like here where he's gonna get that arm out and he's gonna start defending. I'm gonna be here, right? Because I make boom, pop back here. Here, driving it. Okay, so like the violin. Okay, driving it up and pop. Okay, does that make sense? So this position, depending on what he's doing with this arm, I can attack both. Just stepping over, boom, right? He's sliding that up, I'm gonna get it right here. And I'm gonna give him the chance. If he starts to wiggle this one out, boom, I'm gonna come back and attack this arm, right? So I have an opportunity to break either arm depending on how he reacts. Okay, does that make sense? You guys need to see it over here, different angle? No? Everyone's got it? Awesome. So what do we do? 1, 2? 1, 2. 5 points. All right, let's go.
There's the video title. Yes, the Violin. But then, yes, you deal with
Okay, so I had a question, right? Because you get some of these people that like have really flexible legs and they like to do things. So if I'm sitting back here too high, he can push my head and he's gonna get this, right? If he does that, I'm gonna get it, okay? If I'm here, right, now he tries to bring the legs in, he can't. But if he pushes on my face, I'm just gonna go Americanum or wrist lock. I wasn't planning on showing that, but you like that, Michael? Yeah. So look, we'll play with this. So I'm here, and the only thing he can do here is defend. As he pushes, right, hunker down, wait for that hand, grab him by the blade. So I can push that wrist in. Maybe I get the wrist lock. As I come in, I'm gonna push him down, lock him, and I'm gonna finish. So I actually did move, but I'm not getting points, right? I move, but I'm getting here. So I get a wrist lock and I get the Americana, okay? Because the reaction is he will try to push and get you here.
Yeah.
As long as you're not grabbing one digit, I go palm to palm and I'm right here. And I can finish with the wrist lock or the Americana. And what I like to do too, I'm being a little bit nice to Aaron. Hey, you guys have seen me teach before. I drive my elbow into his face. So if he's trying to get up and look at me, no. And I can choke him with that as well. Okay, it's mean shit. I got to prove that Canadians aren't nice. Okay, and I get here and I'm controlling. Okay, so that's what you do. Unless I'm being a dummy and I'm sitting here, he's still going to push here. So you need to be wary of that. Boom, catch it, and I'm coming down right here. And then I can switch out my base if I want to, and I can finish it off. Okay? You guys want to play with that one?
Yes.
Okay. No? One more time?
Okay, I didn't say that this time.
Here, I'll use Will, because Will actually asked me this question in the Caribbean camp when I was doing, I called this class something else. I tricked you fuckers. Yeah, so I'm here, right? As soon as that comes up, I know that's one of his defense. Boom, I grab it right here and I bring here. Switch it, I can wrist lock, or I can get the Americana or both. I don't care at that point. Okay? And look, this arm is I still have access to that arm anytime I want if he pulls it back to reset this position, right? I can still step over and break it if I want, okay? But you can't sit here and get into this. I'm gonna lose that battle, right? He's gonna punch me in the throat, kick me back, legs, and then I'm on my back now, and he's gonna fucking do it to me, okay? So you can't get there. But just know, one of the defenses is, I'm gonna push the face. As soon as that hand comes up, intercept it. Intercept it, drive it, you'll see there's a quick wrist lock there if you can get it, or drive it to the ground for your Americana, okay? On 2, 1, 2. Yeah, drive with your chest, down you go, yeah. Nice and tight, good, nice. All right. So doing stuff, once again, Michael had a great reference. We were doing a seminar last week, and he's like, hot stove. So I want my opponent, every time they go to touch and defend, that there's something there, and they're like, fuck, I don't want to do that again, right? So you'll usually catch someone on that once, right? And they'll get like, fuck, right? But then the next time they'll go, oh, I don't want to do that because I know there's something there. So they'll start to learn not to do those things. That's what I want. Your kid touches the stove a few times and they stop touching, right? But just be aware that it's there, they're gonna push, you wanna go for it, right? It's an opportunity to go. So Aaron, now, this one's a weird ass armbar. And I just kind of fell into it. I'm sure someone else has done it somewhere before. And I call it the pigeon armbar, okay? Because I'm going to get into a pigeon pose, right? Like in yoga, right? And that's, yeah. And it actually inspired Aaron to put his club's logo as a pigeon. So I'm gonna go into a pigeon pose, right? So if you can sit like this, you can do this move, Okay, and it's kind of a weird, kind of tricky move, and it actually works, right? It looks a little like YouTube-y flashy, but I actually catch people in it. And once again, it's one of those ones that you catch them in it a few times and they're like, fuck, I don't want to play this anymore. Because it doesn't look like much, but it actually, he can attest to it.
It works.
It actually works, right? It doesn't look like much. So when I'm here, I'm gonna play like I'm gonna transition and go for points. But fuck points, I want my submission. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna pigeon, right? I still have that arm locked in. I lean back, I'm gonna push on his face. Right? Slide my knee up.
Tap, 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 tap.
And I lean back and I have the armbar. If I can't get the armbar and lean back, I'm just gonna cup the elbow and pull up on it. Doesn't look like much, does it? Look. Look. Does that look much like an armbar? It's horrible because it pulls everything from your pec all the way through. So if you got tight pecs and shoulders, you're gonna feel it there. If you don't, then I'll pop that and get it. But once again, I'm trapping and biting on that wrist. Okay, I have his shoulder elevated, I'm clamping it down. So Samantha talked about you need to control the joints above and below. So in this case, I need to control the shoulder, take the slack out, prevent it from being able to rotate, and I have the wrist, so I have access to the elbow. Okay, like this is a fucking weird submission. The first time I did it, I just kind of fell in and the guy tapped, it's like, what did you tap to? And he goes, armbar, and I went, oh, good. Right? And I was like, I gotta keep doing this because it's a weird ass position. It's really, really weird. And it's hard for him to counter to sit up because I can block with my shin. I can come across, start setting up triangles. There's all kinds of things that I can do to block, right? But I can get in this position. Yeah, look at he's
Very twitchy.
He's very twitchy. He knows. So look, I'm here. Once again, I have this. It's like I'm gonna transition, kind of like what Brad was showing, to like that north-south position. Like I'm gonna come in and crash, but I'm gonna slide in, push off. My shin comes up, right? So that I can block him until I can slide it. I'm gonna start leaning back. If I lean back and I can't get it, I'm just gonna cup the elbow and pull up, okay? Be very careful when you do this. This does not look like a submission, but it comes on hot and fast, okay? So be very, very, very careful, okay? Let's go. On two, 1, 2. So I'm here, boom, I'm gonna push him away. This hand's out here, I'm pinching. The control is on the bite underneath my arm, and I can see that his elbow, the eye of his elbow is pointing up. I know it right now. This slides up, so if he wants to turn into me, boom, I have a block. Even if he pulls his arm out for some reason, I have a block. I can come right back into him, okay? So I have something there to stop him from getting on top of me, okay? I don't believe there's any wrong move in jiu-jitsu as long as you understand what the consequences are. And they could be good or bad, okay? So I have that. But I'm not wrapping his arm, I'm here. Driving it back. Driving this right in underneath, coming on top, pop. Okay? And I'm like, I'm leaning all my weight on his hand. He tries to pull it away.
I can't.
He can't. Okay, I'm crushing that. That hand's not going back unless I take weight off. Okay? And if he gets it, because I got the wrong thing, I'm in this position here. I'm in a great position. For him to turn into me, it's tough, right? I'm gonna be able to beat him, get up, come to some kind of knee on belly position, and maybe reestablish my side control. Okay? So you have an exit strategy, right? You have an exit strategy for this. Okay? So does that make sense? It's weird, but it works. Okay? Like I said, I've never seen anyone do it. And I kind of feel like I'm sure someone else has done it. I'll never say that I've invented a jiu-jitsu technique, but I've never seen it before, but I call it the bird, right? You know, pigeon armbar, because I'm in this pigeon position. And I can lean back and I can get it. So he thinks you're gonna transition, bang, break the arm. Okay, does that make sense? Any questions on that one?
I just kind of want to see you get into the pigeon again,
Yep.
like from the beginning.
So I'm here and I'm doing that pinch, right? And I'm controlling.
Yeah, well, wait.
I'm gonna step over like I'm gonna transition. I lean into him. I drive it in. See how I'm staying low? All right, look away, little child, and I slide back, and I bring it in. And Okay? Boom. It's right there. Aaron loves when I do triangle chokes on her. Okay? So if you want to know how much Aaron, just go watch my triangle one on Globetrotters, and you'll just see how much he loves it. He just fucking loves it. Okay? So what I'm going to do now when I'm attacking the net, I don't want to have to deal with this arm. Okay? So I'm going to reach back, or maybe he's pulling it in. I'm going to reach back, intercept it. And I'm not going to push it down into his chest, right? Because now he has a potential frame against me. His elbow's in tight. He's going to start doing that crit shit. And it makes me mad, right? Because I know it works. I don't want to do it. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to push his arm straight down. And I'm going to step over and I'm going to pinch. And I'm going to internally rotate. So see how his shoulder's going up? Now, and I come past his elbow. So if he's trying to pull his arm back, nope. We can do a wrist lock here. Not going to do it. But if I'm like out here, it's not a very strong position. I'm far away from his body, right? And if he pulls that out, then he can put that elbow and he's shrimping away. Okay, I don't want that. So I'm gonna push it down, come over and pinch, and internally rotate. Heavy. So he can't get it. So see how his shoulder's up? Boom. It's gonna make him tough to turn in. Now, I'm gonna triangle choke him. So I'm gonna take my hand, I'm gonna reach over, I'm gonna lift him up, and I'm gonna bring my leg underneath. And I'm going to post on my head. I need to post on my head so that I have the ability to maneuver with my legs, to de-weight them. So all I'm going to do, if I have to, I can pull his head in a little bit, cross my legs, and squeeze. Okay? I have to post on my head. If I'm trying to do it without posting on my head, I'm going to have weight on my arm and on my knees, and I'm just not going to have the ability to manipulate my legs to get in the right position. Okay? I need to post. That's also going to prevent him from rolling me over, right? If I'm high trying to do this, he might be able to roll me over. I'm going to post and be super strong, okay? So we're here. I don't like what's going on. I'm going to come back and I'm going to push it straight down, come over top, right here. Nice rotation. Once again, if he brings that hand to my face, I'm going to break that. Break his wrist, break his arm. Now I'm going to come over, I'm going to grab. Hold him in tight so I can lift and come down. If I have to adjust, I'll bring his head in. Put my leg underneath. Okay, so I've tucked it in and bring my foot to my butt. And I've got it. Okay, super easy peasy. But you have to post on your head so that your legs, you take the weight off your legs so that you can manipulate them and get them in the right position. Okay, does that make sense? You can see. Yeah, one more time. So I'm here, I'm pushing it down. I'm strong here. Lock it, right? So he can't get this, right? If he wants to get up, I always have that threat of the wrist. Yeah, oh yeah, just look at what he wants to do. He wants to, oh, right? Hot stove, I ain't fucking putting my hand there, right? I'm gonna stay here, whatever, he's strong. I'm not gonna, you know, you might be able to get some shitty armbar here if, you know, you're almost somebody and they're scared of getting their arm broken, a little tap from that, okay? I'm gonna come in, so I hug him in tight. So I can come in, get that underneath. I don't like Aaron's position there. I'm gonna pull his head in a little bit, get underneath. And just bring my legs together, heel to my ass. Squeeze, okay? Super easy, super tight, super safe for me. And I still have access to this arm to break it if I wanted to, right? That violin armbar position is still there because I have it, right? I'm layering my ability to submit, right? I always have an option to submit, okay? If one doesn't work, I can fire to something else. That one make sense? So make sure when you're going over, I'm posting, right? So this way, this leg has the ability to move and do what I want. If I'm trying to do it here, it's gonna be like, oh, I can't get in, like, it's gonna, boom, here. I can lift them up, I can kick it, right? Boom, 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 lock it in, and finish the submission. He loves this, he loves it, he laughs, he fucking loves it, okay? So if you're not getting this, I guarantee you're not posting your head on the ground, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, right? Because sometimes you might have an issue closing the gap. So push it down. You got this, right? Boom. pull him up, right? I want to pull him up so that space is there. Look, I pull his head here. If I still feel there's a gap, I'm gonna pull his arm up and I'm gonna hold on to his elbow and I'll just boom, 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 and then I got the choke. Right? So you just reach back and grab it. Okay? Pull the head in until you get it in the right position so it's tight, and if you have to, reach back, grab his arm, come down to the elbow, and pull it in. And then everything's gonna be nice and tight and compact. Okay? But you do it all with that. This arm's gonna be the one that's gonna do all the assisting to help finish the submission. Okay? Do you guys wanna try that a couple more times?
Yes.
Okay. So pull the head, the adjustment, grab that arm, pull it in so it's nice and tight, give a squeeze. If you're not getting them with a triangle choke, break the arm, right? It's there, right? Or you can always back out, right? And start from the main position, right? You're not in a bad position. You can kind of go in and out of it. Who likes north-south chokes? Yeah. Who hates north-south chokes? Yeah. I fucking hate them too because they didn't work. Okay. Then I was shown a real simple way, the easiest way in the world to do a north-south choke that works like 99% of things. He's moving away. 99% of the time, there's no fucking around with it. There's no movement. I can be super lazy with it. Okay. All I need you to be able to do, this is my choking arm. Okay. It's the one that's got the neck. I want you to be able to take the other hand, put it underneath like a butterfly. Thumbs up. That's all you need to do. This is the position that I want. So I'm in my north-south position. I'm going to come in and let it drop. Okay. His head's in there. So normally if I'm here and I'm trying to do this, right, you can see a space. I'm going to lock it up so it comes here. So it's just collapsing. There's no strength to this. I'm not squeezing my arms, and it's super easy. And once I get his head in a particular position, I don't have to move anymore. Okay? It's super, super easy. Okay? So.
Jazz hands.
That's hands.
Jazz.
Yeah. So I'm stacking. So the choking arm, I want to put a wedge underneath. I'm not grabbing or anything. I'm just doing this and then collapsing down. So that's why I call it butterfly, right? Because I'm like a butterfly. Or here in the American Eagle. Oh, yeah. Oh, American Eagle. So, gonna start from this position again. Boom. I'm gonna pin it. I'm pulling his head up. I'm gonna switch. Very similar to what Brad was kind of showing, except I'm going low now. Now, I'm gonna come out and push his hand down so they can't use it to defend. All right? I'm gonna wiggle, wiggle, wiggle till I feel like my biceps right against his neck. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay flat now, and I'm looking across him at a 45-degree angle. I'm not doing this bullshit. This is too much work. I'm here. Okay, my toes, I'm gonna pop up, draw this in underneath, and then I'm just gonna set my hips. Super easy. That made me love north-south chokes. Love them. It is so tight and so effective, and there's zero adjustment you need to make to your body position, right? Normally you have to get the head off the top of the chest, you gotta get down here below the shoulder, blah, 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 blah. It's a lot of work, right? It's a shit ton of work. This is super easy. As soon as I get him in there and I'm filling that space with my rib cage, right? All I gotta do, I just put my chin on there, pop up, and I'm down, okay? So I'm gonna start from this position. Same thing, I'm gonna pull him up, right? I'm gonna reach down, drive him back, grab that arm here, because I don't wanna have to mess with this arm now. I can do it arm in, okay, but it's, yeah, he's already starting to go out.
I'm fine.
Okay? Right?
Fine.
And I'm gonna be at a 45-degree angle, right? So my chest cavity is right in against his neck, and my biceps on his carotid, right? might be able to squeeze to get on the top here now. Maybe not, but a lot of people go, ooh, and they can't get it. I'm just gonna pop up for a second, drive this arm underneath, and sit back. And over and done with. There's a lot of pressure in this choke, okay? But it's super easy, right? I don't want to have to make a lot of adjustments. I don't want to have like a butterfly choke for this situation, this situation, this situation, this situation. This one will work. Once you can get, as long as I can get here, right, in this position here, and it's locked in tight, and I can get my arm underneath, even if his arm's here, I don't care. I'm gonna get it. So arm in, arm out, doesn't matter, but I want you guys to get used to pushing that out because it's one less thing that I have to worry about, right? Well, and while he's worrying about that, I let it go. He's worried about maybe coming up and trying to push my head off because he thinks, you know, that's kind of the proper defense. It's kind of push my head away. It's over and done with. All I'm doing is choking arm. It's here. This one's coming underneath. Dropping down my weight. Okay? So even if you don't have fingers, you little stubs, that's all you need. I know you like that.
Nice, without on air, can I just see you pantomime doing it in the air? Because I wanted to see how you sprawl.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring him up. I'm gonna bring this arm in underneath,
Yeah.
in here. Right, so this in, and I'll wiggle till I get that nice and tight. Okay, and then I'm gonna move, so I'm at a 45-degree angle looking down, chin. And I'm just gonna come up here, and then I'm just gonna push back and drop and collapse that shoulder. All right, so if you can do this, that's all it is. Right, there's no other movement that I have to do. It doesn't take big arms to do it and squeeze, right, and you can get it. And if I'm sitting here and I'm not getting the choke, it's a great position to be in, right? I'm controlling that arm, I'm controlling his head. He's gonna thrash around, and usually they'll thrash around until they get to the right position, or they're like, fuck this, I'm tapping, because I don't like it. Okay, make sense? All right, on two. 1, 2. Down. It's fast, right?
It is. It's awful. Because I already.
So thanks for coming out. If the only thing that you picked up today is that modified Kesa Gatame control, awesome. Because no submissions work until you control the position, right? If you don't control the position, you're trying to go for submissions, it's luck, right? You're hoping you do the right thing and they fuck up. I want this so that I pin them. They have the right defensive response that I'm shutting down, right? And once they are not responding to it anymore, then I can go on and I can do my submissions. Okay, so if that's all you get from it, awesome. If you picked up everything, that's amazing. If you've got any questions during the rest of camp, ask me. No problem taking you here in the open mat here or going over to the small open mat and kind of working through this stuff. I know it was a lot, but I just want to show you from one base position where you have strong positional control, you can have a lot of submissions. We went through what, 7 different submissions, right? And there's other ones we can do too, right? But 7 submissions from one position, that gives you a lot of options when your opponent's trying to defend rather than going, okay, oh, I got 3 points, I got to score 4 points, I got to get more points, I got to get more points, right? Kill them right there, get it over and done with, right? All grappling tournaments, submissions win. Not all grappling tournaments, points win, okay? And the weird thing is, I think it's only like 2 or 3% of people that do jiu-jitsu actually compete. So fuck points, right? Work on the submissions, work on positional control, work on submitting your opponent. And if you're going to compete, then you can play that point game if you don't want to submit, right? But you always have that option as you're transitioning from position to position. There will always be an opportunity to do a submission, okay? Thank you for coming out. If you can, get a quick picture and then off.